Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we are looking ahead to 2026, a year that a lot of ancient systems point to as being, well, uniquely intense. Now, we're not here to predict the future, not at all. Instead, we're going to build a strategic map, a guide that's going to help you navigate everything that's coming, both the challenges and the opportunities. So let me just start with a question for you. What if you had a framework, a map, that could show you exactly how energy is going to move and how pressure is going to build throughout the year? I mean, what if you could learn to move with that flow instead of constantly feeling like you're fighting against it? That is exactly the map we are building today. All right, so why is 2026 so different? What's all the buzz about? Well, according to the Chinese zodiac, it is the year of the fire horse. And just think about that for a second. Fire is basically an amplifier. It brings things to the surface. It demands truth. And it's yang energy that's all about outward action and big movements. This is absolutely not a year for planning in the shadows. Nope. It's a year that rewards decisive, authentic action out in the open. To really feel just how big this shift is, let's think about the year right before it. So 2025 was a snake year, and that was all about internal work. You know, like a snake shedding its skin. It was a time for letting go of what doesn't fit anymore. But 2026, it's a total 180. That internal prep work is done. Now it's all about external action, about taking the initiative and really stepping into the spotlight. So what does this actually mean for you? Well, in a fire horse year, the feedback loop from your actions is practically instant. When you're truly aligned with your goals, with your values, you are going to see ridiculously fast progress. But when you're not, problems are going to surface, and fast. This means there is just no room for faking it, for just saying the right things. The only kind of leadership that's going to have a stable foundation is the genuine, authentic, embodied kind. And that brings us to a really crucial point about what we're doing here. What we're offering you is a map, okay? Not a crystal ball. This is not about predicting some fixed future. It's about understanding the terrain of the year ahead so you can navigate it with real intention and skill. We call this a timing map, and really, you can think of it as a guide to the natural rhythm of the year. It helps you understand these invisible energetic currents so you can move with them. It's honestly the difference between, say, effortlessly swimming with a current versus completely exhausting yourself trying to fight against it. Now, the real power of this map comes from where it's sourced. See, it doesn't just rely on one single system of wisdom. Instead, it looks for the points where multiple ancient systems from totally different cultures and eras all converge on the same core message. And that convergence, that's where you find the real clarity. And as you can see, this map integrates a really wide range of systems. I mean, we're drawing from the natural cycles of seasonal biology, the deep patterns in numerology and Western astrology, the animal archetypes of the Chinese zodiac, and even the symbolic wisdom found in Christ-centered cosmology. By weaving all these different perspectives together, we get a much richer, much more reliable picture of the year's energy. So how does this map actually lay out the year? Well, it breaks it down into a super clear 4-quarter journey. This creates a kind of leadership arc that's going to help you pace yourself and really get a handle on the theme of each season. Okay, here it is. This is the entire leadership arc of 2026 at a glance, and you can just see how it flows in a really logical progression. Quarter 1 is all about laying a solid foundation. Quarter 2, that's when you step into the spotlight and get a lot more visible. Quarter 3 is going to test your sustainability. And then finally, Quarter 4 is where you refine your work and consolidate all your wins. Let's break down the first half of the year. You might actually want to pause and take this in. Each month has a core theme, a single word, and a key question. And notice how it starts in January, not with frantic action, but with a decision. Who am I? It's about setting your internal compass first. Then, as you build through the spring, you move from beginning and claiming to really embodying your role. By the time you hit that peak energy in June, the question isn't, how can I push harder? It's about steering wisely. What do I choose? Now, look at the back half of the year. You can feel the energy shift, and it's a big one, from that outward action to more inward integration. After that peak in June, July asks, am I whole? Then August brings a serious reality check. What's real here? What's actually sustainable? The focus turns to adjusting, refining, and harvesting what you've built. And the year ends not with some frantic final push, but with a question of wholeness. Am I complete? The goal is to finish the year integrated, not totally burned out. Okay, so we've got the map. Now, how do we actually use it to ride this intense energy without getting burned? This is the practical rubber meets the road survival guide. This right here, this is the single most important rule for navigating 2026. Your power will not come from trying to keep up with the frantic pace of the year. It's going to come from your integrity, from your ability to stay grounded in your own truth. So don't try to match the speed of the year. Match the truth of the year. I want you to think of these 5 anchors as your practical toolkit. First, your pace is your protection against burnout. It really is. Second, your body is your early warning system. You have got to listen to its signals. Third, focus on fewer, clearer commitments. In a firehorse year, precision is so much more powerful than just volume. And finally, remember this. Changing your plan isn't failure, it's a wise adjustment.
And if there is one warning, one single pitfall to watch out for, it's this. June is going to be the month of peak energy and peak opportunity. The absolute biggest mistake you can make is to chase every single shiny object. That, my friends, is the fastest path to burnout. Your discernment in June is what protects the rest of your year.
So finally, let's tie all of this together with a core principle for mastering your timing. It's something called the Magi principle. This principle kind of reframes our whole approach. See, the ancient Magi weren't trying to predict some locked-in future. They were masters of reading signs, of recognizing patterns. They saw events in the cosmos not as forces that were controlling their destiny, but as markers of timing, as confirmation that, yup, the moment was right. And that brings us to the ultimate takeaway here. This entire map, all of this work, is designed to help you do one thing: move when meaning aligns. Not just because the calendar flips to a new month. It's about learning to act from a place of deep, undeniable clarity. So we'll end with this thought. The purpose of this map isn't to help you avoid the intensity of 2026. You're not here to outrun the fire. You are here to contain it, to choose deliberately, and to ride it well. So the only real question left is this: how will you lead inside it?